First at 4, a betrayal of trust. A local woman says she was looking for medical care, but was sexually abused. The unusual steps she took to get proof. And Kim, let's take a look at the weekend.
Well, don't plant any flowers just yet. It's about to get a lot colder next week. We'll talk about our next frost coming up.
It's just that easy to get it wrong.
Since this babies we're facing, we want to make sure that they're at a nice, good recline angle.
We've got the details on when, where, and how to learn to do car seats right.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, a local woman files a lawsuit against a chiropractor in Warren, alleging sex abuse. Her attorney says she's coming forward to help others, and she has video evidence. Now, the lawsuit names John Pispadikas and the Spinal Recovery Center in Warren, alleging others at the clinic should have known what was going on. The unidentified plaintiff says she talked about her experience with a friend, and they determined she was abused. So she went back to videotape her next appointment, afraid she wouldn't be believed without proof. Her attorneys spoke to Rod Maloney.
She wanted people to see what he was doing. And I give her a lot of credit for doing that, because typically in society people are very judgmental. And in this case, the video speaks very clearly that this person should not be practicing medicine.
Warren police confirm the alleged victim has also filed a report with them, and an investigation is ongoing this afternoon. We spoke with the chiropractor on the phone. He denied any wrongdoing and then declined an offer to do an interview. Rod will have more on those claims tonight on Local 4 News at 6. New at 4, we've got an update on a shooting over in Inkster. We now know one person has died. Another is in critical right now. Police tell us officers were called to Henry Ruff Road, north of Michigan Avenue, just before 1 a.m. They found 2 men with gunshot wounds. Both were rushed to the hospital, but a 35-year-old died. The other man is 33 years old and remains hospitalized. So far, police say they don't have much information on what led up to the shooting, and they're asking witnesses to come forward. So if you can help, please give police a call. Now, to the city of Detroit, we are tracking plans to transform a former Catholic school into affordable housing. Today, Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist and other officials announced the new project. It's happening on the site of the historic St. Mary of Redford School. That's on the city's west side, just north of I-96. The former school building will be turned into more than 60 units of affordable housing for Detroit residents struggling with chronic homelessness. If you head to downtown Detroit for business or pleasure this weekend, watch out for those new road closures leading up to the NFL draft. Starting tomorrow at 6 a.m., both sides of Woodward around Campus Martius will close. Also expect closures in the same area on Michigan Avenue, Fort, Larned, Congress, and Monroe. Make sure you are not parked in those areas overnight, because you're going to get towed. We've got complete details on clickondetroit.com. As we head into the first forecast, let's take a live look at the NFL Draft Theater. It will be the center of attention in less than 1 week from today. The draft kicks off on April 25th. We'll be watching the forecast, of course, for the big event. But first, let's talk about the weekend. Kim Adams is here. So are we saying cold both days, Kim?
It'll be a little warmer on Sunday, but tomorrow you're not going to like it all. Only in the upper 40s, add to it some wind, and it will definitely feel chilly tomorrow. Right now, it's a pleasant night. It's dry, sunny skies, 59 degrees, low 50s in Howell, 55 in Pontiac, and 57 in Adrian. So we're in the 50s now, with the exception of downtown that has just climbed up to 61 degrees. We have a lot of sunshine, a lot of clear skies out there, a few clouds down to our south, just outside Sandusky, and there's some rain to the south as well, but that will stay to our south. So for tomorrow, starts out at about 40 degrees. We'll have clouds throughout the day with a little sun mixed in, but mostly cloudy, 49, and those winds will be out of the west, about 10 to 20, gusting a little higher than that. But we'll talk about how we're going to shape up the rest of the month. It does look like we're going to end things on a very warm note, and we'll talk about that coming up.
All right, thank you, Kim. For the first time ever, a former president of the United States will face opening statements in a criminal trial on Monday morning. Jury selection has ended in the so-called hush money trial of former President Donald Trump. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom. And Kim, this process went much faster than expected in spite of some of those setbacks.
Yeah, Karen, good afternoon. It sure did. In the beginning, some observers predicted jury selection would take weeks, but instead it was wrapped up in less than 4 days. Yesterday, we told you 2 jurors were dismissed. Well, now the court has selected 12 jurors and 6 alternates to hear the case against former President Donald Trump. There was some drama during the process. Today, we're told one prospective juror broke down in tears while she was being questioned. The people that were selected include a sales professional, an English teacher, software engineer, and multiple lawyers. The trial will keep Trump in that Manhattan court for weeks, even as he runs to recapture the White House. He's charged with 34 felony counts of falsifying business records, allegedly to pay Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about an affair just before the 2016 presidential election. Trump denies any affair with Daniels and any wrongdoing. Currently, Trump is involved in 4 criminal cases, but this hush money case may be the only one to go to trial before the November election. The others have been tied up in legal battles and appeals, some going all the way to the United States Supreme Court. And as you mentioned, Karen, opening statements are scheduled for Monday morning. We'll have complete coverage right here on Local 4. Now back to you.
All right. Thanks, Kim. There was a real bizarre incident outside the courthouse just after the jury was selected. Police say a man set himself on fire in the designated protest area. Right now, NBC is reporting the man appears to have been a follower of some conspiracy theories and may have some emotional issues. Witnesses were stunned. The man was rushed to the hospital. No word on his condition. Once again, the world is waiting for the next move in a frightening standoff in the Middle East. Israel has apparently carried out a military strike in Iran. Neither country is confirming details, but NBC is reporting Israel launched a limited strike close to a military airbase. This attack is in response to Iran's strike on Israel last weekend. The United States has been urging restraint, trying to prevent the back and forth from escalating into a full-blown war. Iranians in Tehran chanted death to Israel as word of the attack spread. But analysts say the limited scope of Israel's attack and the subdued response from Iran seems to have lowered those chances, at least right now. Of course, the war in Gaza continues to be another flashpoint in the region and shows no signs of ending. New military aid for Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan is a huge step closer to congressional approval. A rare bipartisan vote pushed that package of bills forward today with a House vote of 316 to 94. Legislation is worth about $95 billion. Democrats had to help House Speaker Mike Johnson to get that deal done. He is risking his deal over his conservative Republicans are threatening to try to have Johnson removed from the speakership. Final votes on the bills expected this weekend. New parents have so much to learn to protect their infants. We all know even every single small mistake can lead to a big tragedy. So that's why opportunities like this are so important. Paula Tutman live at Children's Hospital of Michigan in Detroit this afternoon. And you've got some information to share about a free clinic.
Yeah, I sure do, because I want to show you what's going on here. Now, this is Children's Hospital of Michigan Specialty Center. You can see they've got these stations set up. And this is for a car seat clinic tomorrow. Now, they've not been able to do events since COVID. This is the first event. They're very, very excited to be able to get back into the community and show parents how to make sure that their car seats are installed properly. Small mistakes make for big problems when it comes to car seats. I went online to the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration to look at basic instructions. Read your manual was the most common instruction. I did find a manual online, 16 pages, a lot to read, a lot to digest. Come on, at the end of the day, it can still be hard to figure out just where your car seat fits in properly to protect the infant you're driving around with, says Renee Czar, the injury prevention coordinator with Children's Hospital of Michigan.
They can be tricky to a lot of caregivers, but I think it's also overwhelming because there's so much information, and for new moms especially, they're probably sleep deprived.
And so what seems like it should be easy can get really confusing.
These are the lower anchors on the child restraint. And so what I'm doing is I'm routing them through the appropriate belt path for this baby. Right now, we're going to make sure our baby's harness is nice and snug. We don't want any slack. We don't want anything in between the baby and the harness. If kids can get out of their car seat, it's an indication that this is too loose, because then they can Houdini themselves right out of it, you know?
Take note, car clinic at Children's in Detroit Saturday.
Sometimes it's good just to come to an event where you can find one and have those, because we will have certified technicians on hand to help any caregiver try to even understand what their car seat manual is trying to say to them if they need that help.
There are common mistakes.
A lot of caregivers like to use every belt possible, and that's, one is good, two is better, and we want to keep our babies safe, and that's, we understand, so we would like to educate them to understand that you only want to use one belt system.
Here's the thing about having a car seat clinic. You don't have to think about it. You don't even have have to wonder if you have it right, because there are experts on hand to show you, help you, and teach you.
And they don't have the neck muscle to withstand those types of forces. And so keeping them refacing, what ends up happening is when there's a sudden stop, they actually rock in their car seat and they get pushed into the back of the car seat, which will support their head, neck, spine, all the way down to their tush. It can be very easy to overlook some of the basic things that could jeopardize their safety.
Yeah, you know, that's a lot to think about. There's so much that goes into this. You don't have to guess about it. You can come. Again, it's Children's Hospital of Michigan Specialty Center tomorrow, Saturday, between 10 and 12. And listen, they're also giving away car seats. They've got 100 different kinds of car seats that they can give away if you don't have a car seat. If you're watching me right now and can get here, you are welcome to come for free. Doesn't matter what community you live in, Karen.
So important. All right. Thanks for the heads up, Paula.